Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader at detectrader.com. It is Thursday night, and it's April the 7th. Well, the mark at detectrader.com, these are the charts of the day. We had a lousy day on Wall Street, but a lot of stocks we traded did well, and so it's always important to be in stocks that are trending, especially when you're day trading. But it's tougher. It's tougher to keep the momentum going when the market is pushing down on everything. But let's take a look at some stocks that did well. Look, we had a really mixed picture in the biotech sector today. Some didn't do well at all, and some have carried forward, and some are breaking out. ALDR is an example. All the biopharmaceuticals have broken the downtrend with a major breakaway gap about 2 weeks ago, and then went into a wedge. One of my favorite patterns. Well, today it broke out as Vine picked up to 5.7 million. It jumped 4%. Not a lot, but it looks to me like it's going to make a run, perhaps at the 31 range. That's my next target. There's 8+ days to cover on the short side. Cpxx, our swing trade's doing great. It closed at 13.75, just 3 cents off the multi-year high and the current rally high. You can see the way this is trending. I told you last night I thought we could see 17, 18. I still think we can. UGAZ, well, gas had a good day today, and you can see how it popped. First of all, it's in a major decline for a couple years now. But the last 4 days have been interesting to me. If you take a look at the pattern, first we popped near the moving average and price resistance at the gap there. And Vine picked up. Then it pulled back down a couple of days and Vine receded, but today was the biggest volume I've ever seen in this stock. 7.3 million, I think, is record volume. And when a stock gaps up and runs on record volume up to almost 20%, you need to pay attention. Overhead resistance, price-wise, is 28.25. 50-day moving-wise at 27.84. So 28, give or take a quarter, is going to be resistance. If we get through that, my target is 33, believe it or not, and that could come quickly. A couple oil stocks acting better. Stocks I follow very closely is Range Resources. And I'm going to alphabetize this because my file's out of file here. So Range Resources is a stock that had popped sharply across the moving averages and the declining tops line, got up to resistance and now coiled. Today it moved up $1.05. It's only 3.3%, but if this wedge is broken out, and it feels like some oil stocks may do that, this could be a $40 stock, and then ultimately high 40s. But let's look for that retest of the recent highs at about 35 short term, and then we'll be looking for a run up to about 37 and then 40. Some of the gold stocks did great today, and gold was up about $13 or $15 an ounce. You can see that ABX, one of my favorite juniors, with a nice base run up and wedge, today popped and broke out about 4%, but a whopping 23.7 million, the biggest volume in 2 weeks traded. I'm looking for this to run up and test the 15.5 area, and ultimately this could be a $19 stock. ARIA, favorite of Sunny's, that had a nice pop, and today, after the pop in February and a consolidation and retest of support along here held with a reversal day a week and a half ago, you can see today it popped, didn't quite hold the high at 695, but it was up about 3.6%. Volume is solid at 7.7 million. The OBV is surging. I'm looking for this stock to make a run at the 735 area short term and then about 820. Beyond that, this could be a $9.50 stock up here, even as high as 10. 8.5 days to cover on that one. Another gold stock in play is GDX. This is the major gold ETF for larger cap stuff. You can see it had the big run from 12.5 all the way up to 22, pulled back and wedged. Today gapped and broke out. 82 million shares, up 3%. If this thing extends, we can see 23.5, 24. That's my target. It's the gold ETFs, JNUG and Nugget. Both look very similar. After coming up real sharply, they popped, backed and filled. They're wedging. You can see JNUG popped. What I'm looking for is a test of the 88, 89 zone. And then ultimately we may take a shot at 100. Nugget also broke out of a wedge. And you can see that this one could very well, now that it's above the 3-day highs from last week, we may take another run back at 74.5 and ultimately 85 or more. HIMX, one of our swing trades, which took a nice pop a week ago, came down hard, or at least steadily, but the volume receded, and the last couple of days we've recovered and the volume's increased again. So looking for this to make some more moves to the upside. My next target is 12 and then 13. KTOV, well, this is a really interesting little thinly traded stock, but it traded 750,000 today. Second biggest volume in a year, or half a year anyway. Broke out of the wedge, may make a run at the spike high that it had made back in December when it reached 570. It gets through that, they're in all-time high territory and off to the races. I want everybody to take a look at the LABD. Now, the LABU we've been trading, but we're ignoring the LABD. If the market comes down, the LABD could run. Biotechs are strong, but yet they're due for a retracement, as many of them have big spikes here. After a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a big fifth wave down, you can see the bottom of the channel was hit today and reversed on record volume of 3.2 million for this stock. This ETF has never traded over 3 million shares before. This could be a reversal. I'd look for a 45.6 short term if that is the case. Swing trade OCUL extending for the 8th straight day out of the wedge, and it got up to my swing trade target of 13 today. Mission accomplished there. Next target, if it continues to extend, could be as high as 17 at the October high right there, and that would be something I'd look for. In this case, I'd like to see a consolidation flag set up another swing. This is 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5 may ensue. We'll see. 5.3 days to cover on that one. Well, last weekend I told you about a little international gold miner called Oceania Gold. They have properties in New Zealand, Canada, US, but it's not a small company, very, very big, but undiscovered. It's only $3.98. Today it jumped for 24 cents or 6.4%. And to me, the top of the channel around $5 bet because I think it has room to go. That's a swing trade as of now. Ollie's bargain stores, which recently went public, has been trending beautifully. My target now is going to be 28 today. It popped 234 or 10%. Earnings report, 2.7 million traded. The OBV is going vertical, new all-time highs. I think it may extend. 6.4 days to cover on that one. Big news on Relipsa today. Looks like they may be putting the company up for sale, and analysts were talking about it could be worth $50, $55 a share. And during the course of the session, you can see how it exploded, coiled, and ran up, and then after hours got flat. But I think that has more to go. We'll see if this does anything tomorrow. There's some resistance around 25.90. I think it hit right near there today. If you pop through that, the target's 30. Range Resources we talked about. SA is another junior gold. I think it's South African, Seabridge. This stock is acting very well. It broke out of a coil and it continues to make new highs. Not only new highs, but the highest level achieved on Seabridge since in 3 years now. So, but the declining tops line, the inverse head and shoulders, the breakout, the return, all very pretty technically. And for me, the next target on Seabridge could be as high as 17.5. That's my target. Up there. Sstk, one of our swing trades, acting very well of late. It popped 4 days ago, pulled back and got quiet, then popped again yesterday, but today it followed through. And the OBV is at the high for the year, so this one looks to me like it's going to extend. Next target, 43.5, 44, and then I'm looking at 49.50. There's 14 days to cover in that beauty. TKAI, we noted yesterday, the big spike today, it followed through, but it did back off late in the day after getting to 880, it closed 822. Still up about 6%, 47 days to cover. I think the stock has energy to get to 9.5 short term, intermediate term around 12. The UVXY and the TVIX and the SPXU all acting interesting in here. The market appears to be turning down. The ultra shorts appear to have broken their down channels. Today, 32.5 million shares on the UVXY. What I need to see is can it take that zone out? Because if it does, we may be destined for 28 and then 34. Those are my targets. And lastly is WIN. What a nice day for WIN as it popped sharply, got up to 100.84 and closed at 99.99, up 10.44, 11.6%. This one acts like it wants to go higher. The targets are 105 and 112 going forward. A quick look at some of the boxes shorts that are acting well in here. Starting with Buffalo Wild Wings, appears to be rolling over. It's at support. If this thing breaks this zone, I would not be shocked to see this extend forward, getting down into the 125 area. CMG broke its platform of support, although it didn't close poorly. It was down 465. That's only 1% for the stock, but I'm thinking if we get down near 435, and that may happen shortly, we could see as low as 400 near term. HAR, well, it looks to me that HAR is in a long downtrend, having had 5 waves down, wave 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm still looking for one more wave down, or at least a retest. It could take it down there 73.75, and then as low as 66. LXFT bucks a swing short, may have broken today, dropping 201 or 3.7%. Right on support. Any further damage, and this could fall away. Targeting 47, 44, and then as low as high 30s. Monster may have broken as well today. We'll see if there's any downside follow through. Near-term targets 125 and then 114. Cpxx has been rolling over for 2 weeks now, dropping from 35 down to 27. You can see based on this pattern, if this trend line right here breaks, this could fall away down in the low 20s. And lastly, Williams-Sonoma, a box of swing short from up here, is still looking ugly as it's now consolidating and threatening to roll over. It was down a couple percent today, but if it breaks the platform, we could see the stock in not only the 47 range, but as low as 41, 42. And that's it for tonight, everybody. Have a good evening, and we'll talk to you in the trading room tomorrow. Good night.